Okay, welcome everybody on this cold and blustery day. Appreciate everybody coming out. And Happy New Year. Glad we didn't get the snow that they threatened us with. For those who didn't get the message, we aren't going to do our program on toys today like we promised because the weather had a little bit to do with it. I didn't want to take a chance on so many people not getting to see the toy presentation, so we're going to move that to March. And today we're going to play bingo afterwards. So if anybody needs a little bingo, I've got bingo cards and I have little pinto beans if people don't have enough markers for their stuff. And we'll pull tables around so that you don't have to play bingo on your lap. So we'll make it work. Let's see. I found something cute on Instagram. You know me, I'm always looking for something. Corey Eichelberger. I rocks on Instagram, and she put this little note, and I thought it was interesting. It says, "Why do we wear pom-poms on hats?" It turns out the pom-poms had a practical purpose. French sailors used hats with pom-poms so they wouldn't hit their heads on the ceiling of the ship during rough weather. And the pom-poms served as a cushioning effect, protecting their heads from injury. We could have used those on our cruise. Darn, didn't see this soon enough. Member news. The only member news I have was in the newsletter. The passing of Sue Holly's husband, Patrick, and it's also Katie Holly's father. He passed away, I think that was in December. So on behalf of the Guild, the card was sent out. We have our slate of officers as we announced last month. It's the election is in March, but we can always accept more nominations, and we will continue to take nominations up until the time of the election, which is according to our bylaws. So if anybody sees something and says, "Well, I'd kind of like to do that," but there's somebody there, you're still eligible to run for an office. Local yarn shop news. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Victoria House Fibers. Vicki Thompson, who helped dye the emerald green yarn that we had for our 30th anniversary, she's decided to close her Etsy store to focus on family. So we wish Vicki the best in her retirement. Let's see, knitting updates. I don't know if there's any updates, nothing that I've heard.
Kids Knitting at Forward will no longer be at the library.
Okay.
Watch Facebook for an invitation.
Okay, can you send Joanne Acapole that information so she can update the schedule, and then we'll put that in, Sarah? I guess if she's got the information, she'll get it. Okay, that's all I have for announcements, unless somebody else has some member news or anything that I do have one more announcement. I got information that the 2024 Quilt Guild will be, let's see, when is the date of this? March. It's March 23rd and March 24th, so if anybody's interested in the Quilt Guild, I know there's a lot of people that do both, and more than just knitting and quilting. So if anybody's interested in the Modern Quilt Guild, there's also cards on the table, on the hospitality table, if you think you might like to go. Okay, well, on to our business portion. Minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes from the December 9th meeting that were printed in the January newsletter? If not,
I move that we approve them.
Mary makes a motion. Do we have a second? I'm sorry, your name is?
Diane Shuey.
Diane Shuey. And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Okay, those are all approved. Treasurer's report. Are there any questions on the November treasurer's report that was in the January newsletter? If not, those will be submitted for audit. We usually do our annual audit with the months January through December, and Judy Roach has agreed to do the audit, so Laura's going to be passing off the information for her to audit, and that will be due at the end of March, so that'll be the audit of our 2020. She's not here today. She's not here. Okay, other reports. The admin VP, Michelle and Carol were not able to attend. Michelle's working at the shop today, so if anybody has anything about the admin VP report, I don't have anything to report for that. Membership is part of that responsibility. Beth, do you have any announcements? Just if you don't have a membership card or you need your name badge, she has any over there that if you've ordered one or are a new member and didn't pick one up yet. And please keep your records current with Beth so that if there's any address changes, email changes, she has that so we can keep our records current. Communications, Mary Dale Bannister.
I don't really have anything
Mary
special.
has nothing. The deadline for the newsletter is January 26th. So if anyone wants to submit a book review or an article or a tips and tricks or any kind of information, you can go ahead and email that to Sarah or newsletter. Are you using the newsletter at gslkg.com or look up Sarah Feiberger in the, it's not Feiberger, it's Feiberger. Feiberger, sorry. Anyways, you can send that to her. Her newsletter email address is in, or the email address is in the newsletter. So, community service. Pam, do you have something?
We have lots of brown yarn. One of the things that kind of an ongoing project or initiated project is the T-top sweater. Thank you very much for.
That's my secretary taking notes.
Thank you. The T-top sweater is a very straightforward knit, and it's what? Oh yeah, there it is. Thank you very much. I didn't think it to bring up.
Because I took them off.
Oh, okay. She's got. There's 3 of them back there, right? Or there were 3 of them back there, which are now being demonstrated by our models. And there will be more. We're going to get them down to the Seven Sisters Yarn and Fiber. And that's, if you read the newsletter, then you've read my magnificent article about why and what, and you probably turned your brain off after the first 2 sentences, but that's just, I don't care. Yes, can I help?
I read the part about why the sleeves is reporter because of the fires that kids are around.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, if you don't already know, that polyester and acrylic will melt if it's burning on a child.
And I did put that in
Yeah,
there.
you did. Wool is self-extinguishing.
It does
So,
self-extinguish.
just try to keep
Right.
that in mind.
Right.
Yeah.
They apparently, from what I've read on their site, they tend to prefer acrylic. That, on the World Vision site in the Knits for Kids, but a good percentage of those sweaters are used in the United States. So that probably, and I would designate wool. If it's a wool item, I would put a tag on there so that
They won't.
the sorters will obviously know that. Because they're volunteers, just like us. Are they fiber artists? Are they fiber people? Maybe not. But I think they have several hundred volunteers in Pennsylvania. That's what I've read somewhere. It was like, whoa. And I don't know if that is just for these sweaters. I can't imagine it would be, but they do get a lot of them. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Since you were talking about the self-extinguishing, is the superwash also
No,
self-extinguishing?
I don't think so. 'Cause there should
But it
be.
wouldn't melt.
It should be. It should be. It won't melt.
Yeah.
It should be. I just never.
They use a water process to remove the scales now.
Oh,
They
okay.
used to put plastic coating on it.
Right.
And the environmentalists went crazy, so. Now Cascade 220 for sure is a water process to remove the scales, which makes it a little finer than a worsted to me. More like a DK, but it's a perfectly good yarn for this purpose.
Okay.
I mean,
Thank you.
it is still wool. It's still got that center core, like the product that it is. And so that will smolder, but it doesn't melt because polyester, nylon, Orlon, acrylic, is a chemical fiber, and it gets hot, and it will actually turn into a slow-moving liquid. And some of the burns that I've seen on people, it's when they used a hot pad made out of acrylic yarn. It's ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, is there anything else that I should be talking about? I don't know, but thank you very much.
Who made the cute little zip up the back sweater that's back there? It is really cute. Check that out. I had one when my kids were little. Those are like the best things.
Yeah.
You just kind of put them on and then zip them up the back.
It's made with knitting worsted yarn, so you can make it in the evening.
Cool.
They're really
Is it a Ravelry pattern?
No, it's not, and it's a really old hat. I've been making this.
I've seen that, yeah.
35 years.
Oh, that's really cute. Anyway, if you haven't checked out the back table, before we bang it all up at the break, you can see what we've got back there. Okay, education.
Okay, you are aware that today we're playing bingo. Next month, John, what's his last name? Hawley is going to be talking about Master Knitter program that he's in, and Eileen McKenzie is also going to be here to share what she did with hers. Then in March, we will have elections and the toys. Someone was having toys to share today, so if you have a toy at home that was stuffed, whether you made it or not, you could bring that in to share with us for show and share. Thank you.
Okay, Tony. Okay, Tony, our hospitality princess, is not able to get out in the cold weather, so I'm going to fill in for her. So I don't have a crown, so this will have to substitute. My little thing here. We have 128 people here. Oh, no, that's wrong. 28 members, well, actually, yes, that's right, 28 members, and 2 guests came. Our guests were here to see the toy presentation, and we kind of tricked them, and they're going to have to come back. So I want to welcome Nancy say this wrong, right? Glucose, and Peyton Lamprecht. I'm waiting for Debbie, and it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't say Debbie's name is Peyton. So Peyton Lamprecht, welcome. You need to sign in as a guest. So we actually have 3 guests.
I signed in wrong when I said.
Oh, that's fine. Well, then we only have 27? No, then we're fine. We're good. That's a good, good turnout for.
So we have 3 guests?
So we have 3 guests. We have Nancy, Peyton, and Debbie. Debbie, and then she can fill out her info. Okay, we are going to draw attendance prizes, and it's only for those that are members, so that's to help twist the arms of the people that aren't members to join, so that you can, and I don't have any numbers picked out. I have the gifts, but I don't have numbers, so Alice, give me a number between 1 and 28.
14.
14 is Diane Shuey. Whoa! So you get to pick one. We have a Rita, we have
That's pretty, those are my colors, thank you.
right.
Hey, keep that.
Okay, I'm gonna let Diane pick the next number. So you want a prize, so you pick a number.
Well, at my house, it's always 17 is the lucky winner.
Okay, 17 is Kathy Schonlau. Is she here?
No.
Oh, she just dropped her stuff off, so we have 26 members.
This is fun.
It's like backwards attendance. Okay, so we'll go to the one, is Joni Weisberg here? There she is. Have you won in the last couple months? Okay. You want the gray or you want the blue? Here, I'll pitch it to you. Don't let it hit the floor.
Thank you.
Okay, Joni, give me a number between 1 and 27. Well, it's still numbered to 28.
25.
25. Carol Coon. Have you won anything in the last couple months? No. Well, there you go. Well, I have one more prize. I'll do one more prize. Okay, Carol, give me a number between 1 and 28. 19 is Diana Thompson. Diana is always the lucky winner, isn't she? Oh, no, that's okay. I'll bring it back.
I got it, I'm up.
We got some stitch marks for your makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I just want to remind anybody that needs to have a picture taken of a project. Lee, our fabulous photographer, is in the back room. She will take pictures of your show and share items if she hasn't already. So we will do show and share. After show and share, we'll do a quick break and then we'll do bingo. But does anybody have it? I was going to show the T-tops that Alice and I made, but they've already been shown. So does anybody else have anything? Susan's got some things.
I'll give you a preview.
Debbie, did you want to show off your stuff? You can. Well, then you'll win.
So we're not doing the toy presentation today. This would not have been done for today. It might be done by March. This is going to be a balloon rabbit. You just knit a big long tube, like a blow-up balloon, and then you twist it and you make an animal. So this hopefully should be done by March.
Do you stuff it?
Yeah, you just, and it's interesting because this, the pattern is actually you knit it flat, back and forth. I don't like seaming, so I'm just doing it around. And then you're supposed to stuff it as you go, but obviously I'm not doing that either. But yeah, you stuff it and then you tie off sections. So they have like a little, every few inches you tie it off and squeeze it, and then you twist it like you would a balloon and make an animal. So we'll see how it turns out.
If you need to use a microphone, or you can just yell.
I can yell. I can make you, can you hear? Okay. So, I started in their Thursday night stitching group and I do little critters. And came across a pattern that's called Little Cotton Rabbits. And so she came out with a new pattern, and my favorite story to read, well, my granddaughter's favorite story for me to read was Dinky Donkey. So there's Wonky Donkey, who's the dad. Dinky Donkey is this one, and she's the little girl. And then there's Grinny Granny, who's a grandma donkey too. So, and they're all just goofy stories, but she kind of has a basic pattern: the arms, the body, and the legs. The heads change a little bit to look like the critter you're making, and the ears. And sometimes she'll make a fatter body or shorter or longer arms, but there's the fox. And this is my daughter's dog. And the dog pattern has probably 20, 30 different heads, so you can make what looks like your dog. Yeah, they're fun. And she's a really, really nice lady that does the designing, Julie Williams, so.
Does anybody else have anything they want to show? If not, we will take a break. I guess till, what does that clock say? It's hard to tell, 2:30? We'll take a break till 2:30 and then we will set up